Let me tell you something that may shift your entire reality. Wealth is not a product of what you hold in your hands. It's a reflection of what lives in your head. Before money appears in your bank account, it must first form in your mindset. Before you attract wealth externally, you must produce it internally. Too many people are chasing money while ignoring the most powerful tool they already possess, their mind. But here is the truth. Your life will always rise or fall to the level of your thinking. If your mind is trained to expect struggle, you'll find it even when opportunity knocks. If your mind is trained for abundance, you'll see increase in places others see nothing. A poverty mind set doesn't mean you're poor, it means you think in limits. You believe there's never enough. You say things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or I'll never get ahead. These words come from a mindset of fear, lack, and restriction. But those who attract unlimited wealth think differently. They believe money is a tool, not a god. They believe there's more than enough. They believe they were born with value that the world is waiting to reward. Let's look at the science. In neuroscience, there's a term called neuroplasticity. It means your brain can be reprogrammed, reshaped, and retrained, no matter how old you are or where you started. That means if you were raised in poverty, exposed to lack, surrounded by limitation, you are not stuck. You can rewire your brain for abundance. You can train your mind to attract wealth by changing your thoughts, your self-talk, your routines, and your focus. This is not wishful thinking. It's a principle backed by psychology and proven by countless success stories. Think of someone like Damon John, the founder of FUBU. Raised by a single mother in Queens, New York, he didn't come from wealth, but he trained his mind to believe in possibilities. He used visualization techniques, wrote down his goals constantly, and created affirmations to train his subconscious. Today, he's a multimillionaire and a business mentor to thousands. Here's a practical truth. Your thoughts are seeds. Your mind is soil. What you consistently plant, you will eventually harvest. So if you're always thinking, I can't afford this, I'll always be broke, people like me never get ahead, you are planting poverty in your future. And your life will grow what you planted. But if you begin to declare, I am a magnet for opportunity, I create solutions that the world values, I am trusted with wealth, then your actions, decisions, and connections will begin to align with those declarations. Now here's something deep. Have you ever noticed that some people can lose everything and still rise again? That's because wealth wasn't in their bank. It was in their brain. Take the story of Walt Disney. He went bankrupt multiple times, rejected over 300 times when seeking funding for Disneyland, but he trained his mind to believe in his vision, even when there was no proof. That mental wealth became physical wealth. Today, the Disney brand is worth over $200 billion. Here's what you must do. Guard your mind like a treasure chest. Stop allowing poverty programming to enter through what you watch, listen to, or repeat. Speak abundance daily. Say things like, I am increasing. My ideas are valuable. My gifts are profitable. This isn't fantasy. It's mental training. Surround yourself with abundance. Books, mentors, videos, environments that challenge your thinking and expand your expectations. Visualize your wealthy self. Don't just see your current condition. See your future potential, your influence, impact, and income aligned with your purpose. Don't let temporary lack fool you into thinking that's your permanent position. If you renew your mind, you will transform your financial life. The battle is not in your wallet, it's in your thinking. If you win the battle in your thoughts, your reality must follow. When you train your mind to attract wealth, you no longer chase money. Money begins to chase you. You can never rise above the level of your beliefs. What you truly believe about wealth determines how you earn, how you spend, how you save, and how you grow. This is why two people can work the same job, earn the same income, and live in the same city. Yet one moves into prosperity while the other remains in survival mode. It's not about their circumstances. It's about their core beliefs. Let me make this plain. Your belief system is your financial ceiling. If you believe you are undeserving of wealth, you will reject opportunities without even knowing it. If you believe that money is evil, you will subconsciously sabotage every step toward prosperity. If you believe you were born to struggle, you will create patterns that ensure your struggle continues. We don't attract what we want, we attract what we believe. You may say, I want to be rich, but if deep down you believe that rich people are greedy or dishonest, your mind will prevent you from becoming what it despises. This internal conflict is called cognitive dissonance. The human brain will always work to bring your actions into agreement with your beliefs. So if you don't believe in wealth, your mind won't allow you to keep it. Here's a story to prove it. There was a man who grew up watching his parents fight over money. He heard statements like rich people are selfish and will never be like them. Fast forward 20 years, he starts a business, earns 6 figures in a year, and within 18 months, he's bankrupt. Why? Because his success outgrew his beliefs. His subconscious mind wasn't comfortable with wealth. It wasn't familiar, so it found ways to lose it. Compare that to someone like Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She was selling fax machines door to door when she came up with her idea. But what set her apart wasn't just her idea. It was her belief. She believed that she could do something valuable. She believed that she could create impact and income. She believed that people would pay for a solution. She trained her beliefs to align with her dream. And today, she's a self-made billionaire. Now, let's go deeper. Where do these limiting beliefs come from? They are usually inherited. Family, culture, religion, past experiences. If you were raised in a home where money was always tight, your brain may have accepted scarcity as normal. If you were taught that spirituality and wealth don't mix, your mind might think you have to choose between purpose and prosperity. These are the hidden mental chains that must be broken. It is your responsibility to interrogate every belief that no longer serves your destiny. Ask yourself, do I believe I deserve to live in financial peace? Do I believe I can be wealthy without compromising my integrity? Do I believe I am capable of managing great resources? Do I believe that my gift has value in the marketplace? If the answer is no, then it's time to rebuild your belief system. Start with your words. Speak what you want to believe until your heart begins to receive it. Say things like, I am worthy of wealth. My skills create value. I attract money with integrity. Speak it until your spirit believes it. Next, expose yourself to new environments, attend conferences, read biographies, listen to wealthy mentors. Why? Because exposure expands expectation. When you see people like you succeeding, your belief system begins to shift. What once felt impossible now feels reachable. Finally, align your beliefs with truth, not fear. The truth is that wealth is not evil, it is neutral. It becomes what the person holding it decides. In the hands of a giver, it becomes generosity. In the hands of the wise, it becomes legacy. If your beliefs are shaped by fear or misinformation, you'll always resist the very thing you're asking for. Belief is the thermostat of your life. If you want to change your financial temperature, you must reset your beliefs. The same income in the hands of someone with a poverty mindset will evaporate, but in the hands of someone with a wealth mindset, it will multiply. Train your mind to believe that you can have wealth, that you can manage wealth, and that you can grow wealth. Until your belief changes, your reality will not. But once your belief system is in alignment with abundance, your life will begin to reflect the prosperity that's been waiting for you all along. Wealth doesn't show up by accident. It is constructed, just like a building. And just like no architect would begin construction without a blueprint, you cannot build a life of abundance without a clear and compelling vision. Vision is the architecture of wealth. It is the mental photograph of the future you intend to manifest. Without vision, your energy will scatter. Your decisions will become reactive instead of strategic. Your mind will wander in every direction, but never build anything substantial. That is why people who don't train their minds to develop vision often chase opportunities instead of creating them. They stay busy, but not effective, active, but not productive, busy chasing money, but never building wealth. Vision gives purpose to effort. It provides meaning to sacrifice. It gives structure to your time, energy, and investments. With vision, your life becomes focused. You begin to say no to distractions because you have a yes to destiny. Let's bring it home with a story. Consider the life of Elon Musk. Whether you agree with him or not, you cannot ignore one thing: his vision. He didn't just want to build electric cars. He wanted to redefine transportation, push boundaries, and colonize Mars. That kind of vision attracts attention, investment, innovation, and wealth. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, these are not businesses birthed by random chance. They are the results of a trained mind guided by vision. But you don't have to be Elon Musk to apply this principle. Vision is personal. It's not about comparing your dream to someone else's. It's about seeing your future so clearly that it governs your present. If you can't see yourself living in financial peace, debt-free, providing for your family, funding causes you believe in, then how can you walk into it? Many people live with a survival mindset because they've never given themselves permission to dream beyond their current reality. But your vision is not meant to reflect where you are. It is meant to reveal where you're going. You must expand the frame through which you see your life. Now here's the truth most ignore. Vision doesn't come from sight. It comes from insight. You don't need perfect circumstances to create vision. In fact, most great visions are born in dark places. When there's nothing around you to inspire hope, vision becomes your inner light. Let's go practical. How do you train your mind to operate with vision? Create a financial vision board. Cut out images, quotes, and numbers that reflect where you want to be, not just things. Freedom. Impact. Peace. That's what true wealth brings. Write a financial mission statement. Just like companies have a purpose that guides their every move, you should have a personal wealth vision. For example, I exist to create solutions that bless others, build legacy, and bring generational impact. Read this daily. Break the vision into phases. Wealth doesn't arrive all at once. Phase 1 might be getting out of debt. Phase 2 is building a savings cushion. Phase 3 is investing. Phase 4 is scaling your business or income streams. Vision gives you the big picture, but strategy gives you the next step. Use visualization techniques. Every morning, close your eyes for 5 minutes and see yourself walking in abundance. Imagine making wise investments. Giving generously, living in peace, not paycheck to paycheck panic. This activates your reticular activating system, RAS, a brain function that helps you notice what you believe is important. It filters the noise and spotlights opportunity. Vision is not a fantasy. It is the language of the wealthy mind. Poor thinking focuses only on the problem. Wealth thinking focuses on the outcome. Look at any legacy figure, Oprah, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, Tyler Perry, Rihanna. What do they all have in common? They saw something before the world did. They carried vision until it gave birth to reality, and wealth followed that vision like a shadow. Here's the spiritual law. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But the opposite is also true. Where there is clear vision, people flourish. So train your mind not just to desire more, but to see more. Write the vision, speak the vision, walk toward the vision. Let that vision inform every financial decision you make. When your life is governed by vision, wealth becomes inevitable. You no longer chase money. You walk in alignment with a future that is already pulling you forward. If you want to attract unlimited wealth, you must understand this powerful truth. Gratitude multiplies what you already have. A thankful heart doesn't just acknowledge what exists. It opens the gates for what's coming next. Gratitude is not a soft, emotional luxury. It is a spiritual technology. It rewires your brain, recalibrates your focus, and repositions you for overflow. Many people think that gratitude is something you show after things improve, but in reality, gratitude is the force that accelerates that improvement. It is a proactive stance, not a reactive feeling. Gratitude says, even if I'm not where I want to be yet, I honor what I already have, I see it, I celebrate it, I magnify it with my attention. Now here's where it becomes transformational. Gratitude trains your mind to see opportunity instead of obstacles. When you live in a state of complaint, your brain filters everything through lack. Even when doors open, you question them. Even when people bless you, you suspect them. But when you choose gratitude, your perspective shifts. You become aware of resources, relationships, and ideas that were always there, but invisible to a thankless heart. This is not just spiritual, it's scientific. Neuroscience confirms that practicing gratitude consistently rewires the brain's reward system, increases serotonin and dopamine levels, and enhances decision-making. A study by Dr. Robert Emmons, a leading gratitude researcher, found that people who journaled 3 things they were thankful for every day increased their optimism by 25% and made better financial choices. Why? Because a grateful mind is a calm, focused, and resourceful mind. Let's get practical. You may say, how can I be grateful when I can barely pay rent? Or how do I thank God for a business that's failing? Listen closely. Gratitude does not deny reality. It reshapes it. It doesn't ignore pain. It invites purpose into it. When you give thanks even in lack, you train your mind to focus on seed, not shortage. Take the story of Chris Gardner, the man whose life inspired the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Homeless, jobless, sleeping in subway station bathrooms with his son, but every morning he woke up and gave thanks, not because things were perfect, but because he believed they could be. Gratitude was his daily decision, and that decision transformed his trajectory. Today, he's a multimillionaire, best-selling author, and global inspiration. You don't wait for your situation to change before you become grateful. You become grateful, and that posture begins to shift your situation. Here's how to train your mind with gratitude. Start and end your day with thanksgiving. Before checking your phone, thank God for 3 specific things. End your night the same way. This habit builds a mental framework of abundance. Create a gratitude journal. Write down everything you're thankful for, no matter how small. Your breath, a kind word, a meal, a new idea, a paid bill. The more you record, the more you recognize. Verbally express thanks to others. Gratitude is contagious. When you thank others sincerely, you create an atmosphere of generosity, honor, and partnership, all of which are essential to building wealth. Reframe negative experiences. Train your mind to ask, what can I learn from this? Or what is this moment trying to teach me? Even in loss, there is gain if you're willing to see it. Why does gratitude attract wealth? Because it shifts your energy. It breaks the cycle of anxiety and ushers in peace. And peace is the platform for prosperity. When your heart is grateful, your hands are open, and open hands are ready to receive. You may not have millions in your account yet, but if you have a mind full of gratitude, you are already wealthy. Because you've stepped into a vibration that draws increase. You no longer repel money with fear or bitterness. You welcome it through faith and appreciation. Think of a farmer. He doesn't curse his field before planting. He blesses the soil and sows in faith. Gratitude is the blessing you speak over the field of your life. It invites the rain, attracts the sun, and accelerates the harvest. Here's the law. What you appreciate, appreciates. What you thank God for, expands. What you focus on with gratitude, grows in value and volume. So don't wait for the overflow to say thank you. Start with thanksgiving and watch overflow chase you down. Gratitude is not weakness, it is strategy. It is not denial, it is dominion over your mindset. Train your mind to give thanks, and you will train your life to receive more. Desire without discipline is deception. You can wish for wealth, pray for prosperity, and speak abundance every day. But if you lack the discipline to manage your thoughts, time, habits, and money, wealth will always remain a fantasy. Discipline is the divine difference between those who dream and those who manifest. It is not glamorous, it is not loud, but it is powerful. Without it, you'll keep running in circles, inspired but never transformed. Let's define it simply. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It's the intentional control of your decisions. Wealthy people have trained their minds not just to desire outcomes, but to embrace process. They don't get rich by accident. They plan, they track, they sacrifice. They delay gratification, they focus. That's the essence of discipline. Now hear this clearly. Emotion will always seek pleasure, but discipline will always seek purpose. A person ruled by emotions will always be broke. Why? Because emotion will tell you, buy it now, worry later. Emotion says, sleep in, skip the meeting, you deserve it. But discipline reminds you, invest that money, wake up early, stick to the plan. A powerful example of this is Warren Buffett. Despite being one of the richest men in the world, he still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. He doesn't chase trends or jump at every opportunity. He practices patience, routine, and financial restraint. That's why his wealth continues to grow. Discipline keeps you wealthy long after desire has faded. Now let's talk about what a lack of discipline does. Without it, you make emotional purchases, ignore savings, neglect investments, avoid learning, and live from paycheck to paycheck, even if your income is high. That's why some professional athletes go bankrupt a few years after retirement. They earned millions but lacked the mental training to handle that level of prosperity. Wealth is not what you get, it's what you manage, and management requires discipline. Training your mind for wealth means developing a system for how you live. Not out of restriction, but out of purpose. You set rules, rhythms, and routines that support your goals. You remove distractions. You build boundaries. You say no to good things so you can say yes to great things. Let me give you a practical roadmap. Discipline your thoughts. Monitor what you allow into your mind. Fear, doubt, and laziness are mental viruses. Replace them with faith, strategy, and grit. Read daily. Learn constantly. Don't let your mind wander aimlessly. Discipline your time. Wealthy people treat time like money. They invest it, budget it, protect it. Schedule your day with intention. Prioritize activities that build your vision, not just entertain you. Discipline your habits. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Set small daily habits that compound over time. Wake up earlier. Track your spending. Save a percentage of every income. Review your goals weekly. Discipline your money. Give every dollar a job. Don't spend impulsively. Create a budget that aligns with your values and stick to it. Automate your savings and investment. Learn to live below your means while you expand your capacity. It may feel restrictive at first, but discipline is not punishment. It's preparation. It molds your character to carry the weight of the wealth you're praying for. You don't want a financial break. through if your mindset can't handle it. Discipline turns you into the person your vision requires. Remember this. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you growing. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. You don't need to make 10 giant moves in 1 week. You just need to make the right small moves every day. Over time, they stack up into legacy. Think of a bamboo tree. For the first 5 years, it barely breaks through the ground, but beneath the surface, it's building a root system. Then, in the 6th year, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. That's what discipline does. You may not see the results right away, but if you stay faithful, the breakthrough will be explosive. So train your mind to value structure over sensation. Choose consistency over chaos. Delay comfort for the sake of calling. The road to unlimited wealth is paved with disciplined steps, not emotional reactions. Wealth is not built in one moment. It is built in 1,000 decisions nobody sees. And the greatest of them all is this: the disciplined decision to keep going, even when it would be easier to quit.